Okay, this is the newest project, and it's only partially done, but I thought I'd put a video up of progress before it gets too far along. So, I would love to own a Lionel Big Boy. They're really expensive, and I would love to own a Challenger, but they're really expensive. And I still haven't saved up enough money to get one of the Prewar 256 dual motor box cab locomotives, but I have a bunch of parts laying around. So this is a Lionel 259 motor. This is the Lionel 259 steam chest. That's part of the Lionel 259 frame, complete with all of the linkage for a 259. I had a couple of them laying around the basement. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if we take one of these along with one of the big red wheels like from the back of a 257 and run it tandem with a second 259 motor and then put a trailing wheel on and make our own version of a Challenger. Now a Challenger was like a 4664 and this is a 2442, but I kind of borrowed some ideas from Lionel. So I made a little brass cage, and the little brass cage fits over top the 259 motor. A second cage was made for the back, only this one was cut out so that I could put an E unit in. What it allows it to do is each one of these linkages still run like they did on a 259, but the entire motor swivels. So this is a 054 curve, and it'll handle an 054 curve. It runs better on the big 072 curve, but it'll run on 54. So we added a little pilot truck underneath. We added the cow catcher for a 259. It's not long enough yet. I'll modify it later and have it come down closer to the tracks. And then this is brass railing that I bought. Little L beams of brass. But I laid out a drawing on a flat steel table, cut it all, ground it all down, soldered all of the rails together, measured how wide my 712 passenger cars are, and made the locomotive to fit that width. We added some brass straps over the top. Inside the straps, I have a little brass tab that all the wires get held up in. But we have this dual motor that swivels. So the next part of this is we're going to take a 263 shell, a second 263 shell, fuse the two of them together to get the length of this locomotive, create a new boiler front, create new railings, utilize the steam dome and sand dome and smokestack that's on a 263, but kind of rework the railing system so that it goes the whole length of the combined shell, and then create some kind of oil tender to go behind it. I picked up a couple of pre-war 6-wheel trucks from a 263 tender. Those are going to be the basis for the tender. And then I think I'm going to take part of like an 815 oil tank, and then the rest fashion out a flat brass sheet and make kind of a longer, bigger version of a 263 tender to fit on this. And then hook up a drawbar system, use pre-war latch couplers, and then this locomotive is going to pull the 605, 606 passenger car set that is also in restoration. This is my first homemade locomotive. This is video 1, showing off kind of the engineering behind it. And then we'll kind of add more videos as we start decking it out and adding all of the boilers, trim, lighting. But I wanted a pre-war tin plate Challenger, and this was my idea. So more videos to come on this.